Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
Today's Us Music Magic 89.9. We have live here, one click straight, dahan-dahan, live here in the booth. Woo! May pa-suspense kayo dun, ah.
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up? Off air, we were talking about the term Riz,
Oh,
And it stands for
and it stands for, what does it stand for?
reason to live.
Remix.
corny.
Riz, charisma, and you guys definitely have it. As you entered this room, it was just
goodness.
like artiste in the house.
No. I honestly found out what it meant last week lang eh. Riz. So parang-
Today.
Today?
Yeah.
Let's share with our fellow millennials and above.
Yeah.
Riz.
Riz means charisma, actually. So that's a new word of the day if you don't already
is.
know it. They have the music Riz, and they also have new music Riz. New album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
New
us.
album.
Of
Happy to be
course.
here.
Hey, we miss you guys.
Yeah.
It's been a while. The
it's
last
been a
time we
while.
were here before.
Yeah,
Before
2020.
trauma
Before
and
trauma.
pandemic.
Before
yeah.
pain. Before
right.
hopelessness.
I feel like the music got better after the pain.
Oh, thank you.
Would you say?
Maybe not. I don't know.
It's the experiences. We have Sam and Tim here from
Yeah.
One Click Straight
Yes.
joining us live on Facebook.
Good morning,
Yes,
everybody
good morning.
on
Good
Facebook.
morning. They're super chill, by the way. I feel like we're just having a conversation here. Let's go straight into it. It's been a while since you've released an album,
Yeah.
4 years to be exact. But what made you decide to dish out new music for all your fans?
I think because we just felt like it's time. We kind of actually in the 4 years we released a couple of EPs in between, and that was low key kind of the search for purpose or sound. And I think after all of that we kind of had the confidence and that voice in our hearts telling us, you know what, it's time.
You can do it.
Yeah, it's time for the album now because we know what we have to say. And, we're in a spot where we kind of know, how to express ourselves clearly and how we want to express ourselves, that kind of thing. So, yes, it's time.
Yeah, so in the 4 years, we always knew the second album might be a self-titled record. We knew that, we wanted to find our own message and all that. So I think when was that? When we started in 2021, we're like, yep, the second album has to start.
It
The
starts.
second album.
2021 was when
Or I
you
think like
started.
2020, we were already starting to write.
Sorry,
it.
2020.
At home.
Yeah, 2020. And then, we just decided it's time.
Yeah, actually, I think this is your best one yet.
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
It's like you're bearing your soul in every single song, and I even like how some of the titles don't make sense. They don't make sense. It's just, I feel like it's like voice notes. Like I wrote this song and it's gonna come in here, and even like the arrangement of where the songs are at, was that on purpose for you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just what felt right for us. There wasn't, because we were left with our own devices and we didn't really have much, hype around us or anything. It was really just us, and whatever felt right for us, we put on the record. And there was nobody stopping us as well. So it's more of like, all right, it's time to go full on. And it doesn't really matter if the song has a bridge or doesn't have a verse or whatever, or a hook or whatever. It's really just, like what you said, we bore ourselves into the songs.
Bearing your soul, right? And sometimes it doesn't have to make sense.
Yes.
And I think the fans are really hearing that authenticity from you guys after all these years, like the evolution of how the band has become. How would you describe that from 10 years to now?
Oh, man.
It's a big question.
That's a big question. I'm starting to get existential here. Hey, big questions in the morning.
Now you're awake, huh?
I'm
Now
awake.
you're awake.
Who
huh?
am I? How have I changed?
Was back then, because you keep talking about authenticity, back then
yeah.
did you create music for something else? Like you had to produce something that would hit. Now it's more of what
I
you
got
want?
you. I think it's just like I'm sure a lot of artists know this, that when you're making music here in this place, at this time, at this current time,
there's a template or some sort of
May parang
standard.
success.
Yeah.
basically you'll be pressured. That's number one. You'll be pressured in every angle, in every decision that you make, in everything that you do. There's a feeling of like, hey, you have to do this certain way. so that it will be successful. Because like every artist wants to be successful, whether they admit it or not. Because like that's what they love to do. So that's where it came from. We want to fight against that. We kind of want to fight against that pressure and all that. I guess that sort of not that template and that sort of kasanayan ba dito. And so yun, parang tinay namin na this album will be, that's why self-titled. Because like we knew this is our way of like fighting against that whole system and
Fight the power.
fight the power. It's not that deep, you know. It's just like it gets really frustrating when you start.
It's just, I think it's personally making a stand for yourself.
Yeah.
To do something that you 100% know it's something that you like or something that you love. You know, that's something that you didn't really do for anyone else but yourself. So, I don't know, call it selfish or what, or some people might say, oh, diba, it's artist expression. Well, at least for this, we really put ourselves first, and it's just like a blessing that, you know, there are other people who ride upon that kind of wave we started. And yeah, but I think why people say now, oh, what's the new record is something, you know, in a way better than the previous ones. But I don't know, but I just feel like it's one of the most authentic ones we've done, you know. No hype, because when you're a new band like before, it's may hype siya, and then this is the record. It kind of feels like when the dust settles and you really see yourself, you're like, okay, what do I really want to do, kind of thing. Because before it was a bit difficult because, you know, we were playing gigs, so many gigs,
diba?
there were so many friends and the parties and all that. So parang, you know, it was a bit different. Now because of that pandemic part, that 2 years of all right, I see myself. What do I really want to do with the music, and how do we really want to, you know, express our band? So that's where it came from.
Just for clarity, like the stuff we released before, maybe somebody having an idea, oh, they made it to sell, and no. That's not what we're trying to do. What we meant with hype is just like, before we had this, like, there's a blur between, like, I guess how we really feel and like and
what's fun.
What's fun.
Yeah.
So I think just now everything, basically, all we got was ourselves. You know, we just looked upon what's going on with who we are, and we're just starting to lose ourselves and just wanna.
And sometimes making music or doing the music thing, sometimes it's not gonna be fun all the time.
Exactly.
And for me, that's just that part of us accepting that, you know what, when you're making music, it doesn't always have to be fun. It always has to be real.
Yeah.
So
I feel like when you were younger as well, obviously we grow up into who we are, and we just explore as much as possible. And I think also with the virality of all these songs, you kind of have to think of those things.
Yeah.
And with this time, I think it actually inspires more people to be themselves and inspires them to break outside the box, especially for new artists out there.
Yeah. And I think what helps is really di naman joining or anything, but really starting and doing your own thing. Because when people start kind of joining you in that hype, it's contagious. So when we play gigs, there's like a group of people that really share their own art as well. Kahit hindi lang din siya sa music, sa mga stickers, sa mga whatever they do, and it's just something na nakakapag, parang we just inspire each other. And I don't want to really say na, oh, we started. Nobody started it. I think it's really just a group of people that come together, you know, during a show, and they just
understand.
And
There's a mutual understanding of where we want this to go. So yeah.
I think it's also because you guys, what you create and who you are is very artistic. So it's very like people relate to it in their own special way. Diba?
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the fans so close as well. And there's even one like outside.
Hey, shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
To you, this cool guy out
Cool
there.
guy.
I like his hair.
Love it. What do you think was the pivotal moment that made you decide or realize that sound? Like when was it like, oh, this is it? This is how we want to sound today. Did it come naturally, or?
It did come naturally.
For sure.
Because I think for context, One Click Straight, we don't really have a specific, let's say, genre na we're following talaga eh. Parang, because we're four guys na we listen to different things, we never had that thing na parang, oh, ito talaga dapat yung sound natin. So, parang from the very beginning, it wasn't, there were so many options, you know, of what kind of thing we want to do. It was just na, I think it's the fate and all the stars that kind of aligned us with this thing that we're doing. It's just it's going back to our kind of like what roots, because we grew up a lot on like, let's say, punk music, rave music, and all that. So I think it's just natural for us to, you know, bleed out this kind of sound. So yeah, lumalabas yung punk, yung rave influences in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there's no box pa rin naman. So yeah, sasabi ko lang, it came very natural.
Naturally in the pandemic.
Yeah, because I know the people are out there just gonna say that, oh, it's just like a throwback to the 2000s or whatever.
Homage.
That's what
Ganon.
we didn't want to do in the record. If you listen to it, if you listen to the album, we tried to push it. It's not like just people with boxes as punk rock. I don't think we're a punk rock. It's actually a pop record if you really listen to it. And I think it's just an angry pop record. That's how the angriest pop record you'd ever hear. So
I mean,
Yeah.
Dahan Dahan is like vibey, but also punk and pop. I can't
Yeah,
describe it
yeah.
either.
thank you.
I think it's just the attitude. Like the
That's
punk
what
music, yeah, we like listening to that growing up. But I think what the takeaway from all of that was really the attitude of, you know, it's basically just standing up for yourself and doing the things that you want, and not bending. Because I think that's where culture kind of starts. If there's like a group of people or somebody that says, you know what, enough of I don't really want to diss what's going on or what people
Enough
are
of
doing.
that.
It's like, maybe, that's not the point. Because who knows? Maybe what's
It's not
happening
that-
right now is great, but
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
I just really want to do my thing. I think
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it.
I love
We're
that.
not really trying to take down
Yeah,
anybody.
real
It's
punk
more
doesn't
of
try
like-
to bring down people.
Yeah, it's really just
Expression.
expression, doing what
Expression.
I want, and yeah.
not saying that we are punks. Just putting that out there. I
The
hate.
eyeliners say otherwise.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Tell me about the first song that was written. Tell me about that
Ooh.
day.
I think the first song that was written for this song is the last song on the album, which is
Isang
Isang Kawalan. And yeah, as you can see, it like that sort of song. That's why we put it in the last, because it sums up how we felt about the whole thing and like losing oneself and trying to find it. So, but I think when I wrote that Isang Kawalan, I had this scene, parang this feeling na, oh, okay, this is where.
Ito yung beginning.
Yeah. And then Wake Me Up was the ultimate gasoline for that. So, because like the second song was Wake Me Up when
Yeah.
we wrote it, and yun na yun talagang tuloy-tuloy.
Tuloy-tuloy na siya.
When you're writing, is it starting with the melody first or instruments, or do you guys just jam as a group and then make things happen?
It varies a lot.
varies a lot,
Because like we both write the songs, so sometimes parang it's different every time. Right now, since in the computer generation, you would know a sample can actually make you know, like
Correct.
if people don't know, there's a certain sound lang on basta there's just in the
Find-
beat,
yeah,
anything.
You can manipulate it if
It
you
is-
know how to work your tools.
the table sounds and stuff like that. That inspires a lot already. So sometimes we start off with that. Sometimes we start off with melody.
I also think that it changes through the times of how much or where we are sa skill set din namin. Kasi syempre, when we were starting, we were still working out, how to work on the computer. So it was more of jamming because that's what we could do before. So guitars and all that. And then eventually when you pick up new skills, like we kind of learned how to do sampling more or to, produce music in the box. Yeah, that kind of changes the process as well. Kasi creativity, it strikes when it just strikes. You never know
Anywhere.
how it will strike. Yeah. So we take what we can get anytime.
Yaon.
I love it. And what made you guys decide to release Dahan Dahan first and MRT?
Ooh.
Like, these are our top babies.
Before the album, we felt like I don't know. MRT just had to be out there.
Yeah.
And then dahan-dahan kasi yun yung parang message din of it kind of describes the whole spirit of the whole thing. So parang for me, if I'm gonna think about it, like MRT has the vibe, but the message and the heart naman comes from dahan-dahan. So I think it's like two important singles to represent where the record is or what the record's gonna be, for people. So may konting heads up na siya na okay.
Yeah, for
This
people's
Ganun yung
expectations.
range niya.
This is what to expect.
Yeah, what to expect.
I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you so much for joining us this
Yeah,
morning.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for making time. And we actually have a very special treat for all of our listeners this morning. They will be performing those songs today.
Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Konting sound check. Oh. Grabbing reverb. Check.
Parang nasa ano tayo? Nasa simbahan.
Simbahan.
Oo, let's
Or
lower the
karaoke.
reverb.
Pwede bawasan natin.
Bawasan natin yung reverb.
Medyo nasa tayo.
Ito yung
Riz.
Riz. Follow us online. One click straight.
Ayan. Getting back.
Check.
Hey.
Say
Ay.
Riz again.
Riz.
Ay.
Bawasan.
Check.
Ayan.
Check. Siguro konti pa and then Gina.
Alright.
May behind the scenes lang tayo dito. Juma-jamming. Can your next song be called Riz?
Riz. Alright, this song's called Riz. Alright.
Heard it first here.
We good? Yeah. Alright.
This is One Click Straight on Magic 89.9.
Alright, this song's called Dahan Dahan. Riz. One, two, three. Meron bang nakikinig? Meron ba itong silbi? Nahuhubog sa mundong walang pahinga. Kahit pa anong gawin, hindi ako mapapansin. Takpan na lang ang iyong bibig kung walang may pakialam. Kawalan ng kapanatagan, kawalan ng sarili mo. Wag kang mabibigla sa bilis ng pagbabago ng panahon. Tumatakbo ang orasan, dahan-dahan lang. Kilalanin ang kaluluwa, malalamang may sagot sa ating tanong. Habulin na madadapa, dahan-dahan. Meron bang nakikinig? Meron ba itong silbi? Napagod ng panindigan ang halagang nawala. Dahil kahit pa anong gawin, hindi tayo mapapansin, kundi ibibigay ang puso mong hinang-hina. Kawalan ng kapanatagan, kawalan ng sarili mo. Salitang di mabigkas, ang bigat na di kaya ng lakas. Ang simula na wawakas, sinong may-ari ng ating balat. Ang salitang di mabigkas, ang bigat na di kaya ng lakas. Ang simulang na wawakas, tayo may-ari ng ating balat. Huwag kang mabibigla sa bilis ng pagbabago ng panahon. Tumatakbo ang orasan. Wag kang mabibigla sa bilis ng pagbabago ng panahon. Tumatakbo ang orasan. Dahan-dahan lang. Kilalanin ang kaluluwa, malalamang may sagot sa ating tanong. Habulin na madadapa, dahan-dahan. Dahan-dahan. Dahan
One click straight on Magic 89.9. Wow, just a taste. We, look at us all like bobbing our heads even outside. Yeah! We are live here
Yay.
on air, and that's not the only song.
Morning
Kamusta?
voice.
Medyo raspy, no?
Oo nga,
But I like that. Parang ibang flavor.
Medyo mahirap Hirapan ako dun
Dapat mag-warm up tayo dyan.
Oo nga eh.
Riz.
Good morning.
Oh!
Ooh,
May,
it's an artist.
but may vibrato. Riz. Pahabaan ng Riz.
Oh, no.
Next time game na yan.
Sige. Mag-warm up muna. There's another song, MRT. Sinulat niyo ba to in the MRT? Anong...
Sige, story time. Back in the day kasi, during college days ko, there's this girl, yun. And since like ko siya nakakasama sa MRT, kasi hinatid ko siya pauwi. So, being a college student and all, minsan walang budget pang date and all that. So, minsan dun lang kami sa MRT, may bili ng mga tokneneng, ganyan. Mga, foods, yan, kwek-kwek, ganyan. So, naging yun yung pinaka, diba haba minsan ng pila dun. So, yun yung pinaka-bonding experience. Perfect date, MRT. Tapos, syempre, close to each other. Syempre, sikipan sa loob ng train. Yun yung vibe.
Tapos pag hinto ng MRT, syempre,
Konting
kailangan may hawak, di ba? Kasi baka mahulog
I
siya.
got you.
Concern.
Hey,
Oo.
don't worry.
Selfless yun.
I know you're falling but you won't fall.
I'll always be here to catch you, di ba?
Yes, it's the perfect place to,
Make
that's
your moves.
MRT.
Perfect place to get your Riz. Riz game on.
Game on.
To instill your riz or charisma again. Charisma is it, di ba?
Yeah.
Like lover boy charisma mo nandun.
Yeah.
So yun yung inspiration mo for MRT.
Yeah. It's actually the song rin is para siyang it's just a good song that represents yung the greatness in the mundane things if you're traveling with the person that you love. Kasi very simple lang naman yun, everyday things. Pero there's just some sort of magic with that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's MRT.
I love that. I feel like romanticizing your everyday little things makes life worthwhile.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Diba? Like I'm cleaning my house, but I feel like the main
Facts.
character.
Yeah,
I'm taking the
exactly.
MRT and I'm looking out the window.
Yeah.
And today is a filler episode. Wala masyadong nangyayari.
Filler
Diba? Alam mo yan.
Galing. I love that
Let's go.
reference.
So let's hear it live here on Magic 89.9 MRT with One Click Straight live.
All right. This is MRT. 1, 2, 3. Di napapansin mga ingay sa ating paligid. Halata ba sa atin na mayroon gusto nang aminin? Habang lumilipas ang oras, di namamalayang tayo na lang ang nandito. Magkatingin mga mata, gustong sabihin na dinadala mo puso ko sa langit. Nagbibigay ligayang totoo. Wala nang kailangan pang hanapin. Ika'y sa'kin, ako ay sa'yo, at dito tayo maliligaw. Lumipas na ang oras at hindi na natin namalayang tayo na lang ang nandito. Magkatingin mga mata, gustong sabihin na dinadala mo puso ko sa langit. Nagbibigay ligayang totoo. Wala nang kailangan pahanapin. Ika'y sa'kin, ako'y sa'yo, at dito tayo maliligaw. Maliligaw sa isa't isa. Maliligaw sa isa't isa.
One click straight here on Magic 89.9. Na-feel ko yung ano dun Parang may diin. may diin. At saka gusto ko yung ligaw kasi parang naliligaw ka and you get lost in their eyes,
yes.
diba? Daming play on words.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Hidden Mickeys.
Thank you.
Nakakakilig. Happy Thursday, guys.
Happy Thursday.
Thursday
Happy
Kiligs
Thursday.
here on Magic 89.9. One click straight. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for making time to be here this morning. How can we get in touch with you? Do you have any shows lined up?
Yeah, we have a show tonight at 12 Monkeys for the
yeah.
December Avenue single launch. Also on Saturday, 123 block. If you want to see us, you can drop by. We will hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can check out the new album and stream it everywhere. Yes, thank you.
Yay! Thank you so
Yay.
much,
Thank
Sam
you.
and
Thank
Tim,
you.
for dropping by.
Thank
Please
you.
come back anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Perform all the tracks if you want to. Maging
Yeah.
listening party tayo nito. And
Let's
in
go.
theme with that listening party, let's close off the segment with Sha.
Let's go.
One click straight. Thank you for sharing your riz this beautiful Thursday morning with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yep.
Here they are.
Hey.
Hey. You're tuned into today's best music. It's Magic 89.9.
Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.